This is Luke Lawal. I'm the CEO and founder of HBCU Buzz, and you're watching Go With The Flow Entertainment.
What's going on? I'm Krystal Garner, winner of BET's The Grand Hustle, and you're watching Go With The Flow Entertainment. Hey.
Hi, I'm Dia Sims. I'm the president of Combs Enterprises, and you're tuned in to Go With The Flow Entertainment.
Hey guys, I'm Ronnie Brown, CEO of GirlCOInc.com, and I am here with Go With The Flow Entertainment.
Hi, it's Albion Brule, and you're tuned in to Go With The Flow Entertainment.
Hey guys, it's Liz Lenses. We're live at day one of BYOB, and we're live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here with Miss Ashleigh. How you doing today?
How are you?
I'm doing really good. What about you?
I'm doing well.
That's awesome. Tell me how you feel. We're at day one of BYOB in Atlanta. Like, how do you feel already?
It's amazing. My brand, the Ashleigh Demi brand, we're here. We're live. The first time at BYOB. I'm moderating a panel, so I'm excited.
Oh, wow. How do you feel about being a speaker? What's your goal today?
My go-to is to actually educate the millennials. We have 2,000 plus people here, the young folks, the creatives. So we want them to be knowledgeable and actually go back home with some gems.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you think most of the time that people go to these events and they plan on learning something, but they don't actually utilize it?
No, I think we're in a new day and age where if you tell somebody what to do, they're going to take that and do it times 10.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's a different day and age.
Throughout your career, I know that you see these young folks trying to get into it. What do you want them to actually learn through their journey?
I want them to learn that they will be told no. They're not growing up, I know I used to work so hard. I still do. But right now, I feel like a lot of millennials they don't work as hard. A lot of them can't read cursive. A lot of them are different. So I feel like now you have to teach them in a different way. So I want them to kind of just go home and take the nuggets that they have and actually put them to use.
Absolutely. That's dope. That's really dope. How do you plan on doing so?
Moderating my panel.
Okay.
The knowledge that I'm going to spend for 80 minutes talking, and I'm partnered with 4 amazing panelists. Imani Ellis, Mike Bamboo, Hales Creatives. There's just so many great people on that panel who have worked and partnered with huge Fortune 500 companies like McDonald's and Toyota. So I'm sure these millennials will go home and with some knowledge.
Awesome. Y'all go check out that panel. Also, I just want to have one last question for you. What thoughts do you want the millennials to leave with? I know you said that you want them to work a little harder, but what do you want them to always remember when that day they're struggling, they can't get out of bed, it's hard that day, it's Monday, don't want to get started? What is it that you want them to know always that'll keep them pushing?
I want them to know that after every no, there is a yes. You would get told 10 no's, but there is going to be a yes waiting, and that one yes will change their life.
Wow, thank you. Can we get your social media handle so that people can follow you?
Yes, you can follow me at I am Ashleigh Demi. That's ASHLEIGHDEMI.
Thanks for checking with us, Ashleigh.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I'm here with Miss Vanessa Deluca. How you doing today, Miss Vanessa?
I'm doing well, thank you.
We're live at the BYOB retreat, day one. What are you doing here today?
Today I'm doing a fireside chat, just talking about my experiences in media. I've been in media for about, I don't know if I should say how many years, but a long time. And so we'll just be talking about the media landscape, kind of then and now, and what I'm currently working on.
Okay. What exactly is it that you're working on?
I just became an editor-in-chief at Medium.com, working on a publication for women of color.
Wow.
So just a space where we can have thought-provoking content, where our grit and our grace and our spirit and our experiences can be acknowledged and celebrated.
Okay, sounds interesting. So what makes this platform a little different from the other women platforms that we already know and love?
I think it's more of a focus on the internal stories, kind of like the stories of our lived experiences. So there'll be reported pieces, there'll be opinion, there'll be essays, there'll be a little bit of Q&A, but not so much around around fashion and beauty, more so around culture and identity and relationships and opinion, and self-care will be in there too.
Ooh, sounds interesting. So many different topics. I know nowadays authenticity is definitely sought out through influencers. Do you feel that this new platform will do that?
I think this platform is for everyone. I mean, influencers are welcome, but it really is a space where, Medium is a space where anyone can write, anyone can contribute. I like how democratic that is, right? Because we all have a voice and we all deserve to be heard. We all have a story to tell. So hopefully we'll not only be, highlighting stories from some of the big names and some of the bigger influencers, but we'll also be uncovering new, fresh, different voices that you've probably never heard of, but deserve that exposure and that visibility.
Oh wow, that's so intriguing to know that that's your goal and that's the what you're aspiring to do.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey guys, it's Liz Lenses. We're live at BYOB Day 2 and we're down in Atlanta, Georgia. It's so exciting. It's plenty of speakers, entrepreneurs, creators, and plenty of knowledge to go around. Stay tuned for more, guys. It's lit. Hey guys, it's Liz Lenses and we're here with Mr. Joseph Wilson. How you doing today, Mr. Joseph?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. So, what panel are you moderating on today and what will your message be?
So I'm actually speaking on the Art of Public Speaking panel. I've been a trial attorney for about 7 years and I try a lot of cases all over the country. And so I love speaking about this issue because it's a lot of folks in corporate America and entrepreneurs have this fear of public speaking. And so we want to help them overcome those nerves, overcome that anxiety, and really take control of this issue.
Okay, that's interesting because I know a lot of people, there's a lot of misconception about public speaking as far as like it's easy. Did you plan on coming across this message during the panel?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. I've been doing this for a while and I still have nerves. I still have anxiety, but I know how to overcome those nerves and anxiety. And so it's really, again, taking control of your career because there is a glass ceiling if you do not fix this issue in your career. You can go on LinkedIn and see new job postings, and one of the key things that they want are excellent oral communication skills. And so if you don't have this skill, it's going to hold you back in your career in the long run.
Do you feel that it could extend you forward in different ways as far as like across all boards?
Definitely. I think it opens you up to new opportunities. So again, even if you're in corporate America, it could extend your brand if you have some side hustle or some side business. Because as an entrepreneur, you're going to be selling a product or a service, and you have to be able to communicate with your ideal customer. So it definitely works across spectrum, so to speak.
Okay, very interesting. Good points. One more question, last question. I'm going to ask, if you could tell your younger self one thing that you knew now, what would it be?
I would say to be patient. A lot of times, I'm not a patient person at all, to be completely honest with you. So to be patient, it takes time to build your brand. It takes time to build you up, your business, to where it wants to be, where you want it to be. Right. So be patient, stay on the ground with it, and just keep moving forward.
Definitely, I totally agree. Y'all heard that? Be patient and move forward. We're live with Mr. Darrel Patterson. How you doing, Darrel?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Tell me about yourself. What are you speaking on today?
So I'm speaking on turning your passion into profit.
Okay.
And hopefully just sparking some jewels to help people pretty much zone in on what they're trying to do.
I understand the panel is on starting something from nothing. How did you start your business from nothing?
Getting fired.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Where'd you get fired from?
I used to work at Home Depot and Lowe's. I was operations manager at both, and I guess that wasn't my calling.
Right.
And worked for Lowe's about 7-8 years and Home Depot for about a year, and they fired me.
Wow.
And was always working out as a basketball player prior to, and just started doing workouts, and eventually it turned into me training, and I own my own gym and a profitable online business.
Wow, what a transformation.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm pretty sure they didn't know that you was going to be that big.
I didn't know.
But something had to be within you. What do you think that it was that within you, that driving force? Because you easily could have been depressed. So what was that driving force? What made you like get up out of bed, keep pushing, keep striving because you didn't have a job?
I think the biggest thing was knowing that I can be cut at any time, having a son on the way, and not I guess just feeling, I didn't want to have the feeling of not being able to provide. So it was just basically, failure wasn't an option. So.
Wow. I could totally relate.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone else who was trying to start from nothing but didn't know where to begin? What would you tell them?
Pretty much figure out what it is that you like to do.
Okay.
If it's something that you like to do, it then no longer becomes a job. And then you have an actual passion for it. So once you can find your passion, whatever your niche is, you'll be the most creative, you'll have the most fun, and probably be the most profitable.
I totally agree. One more question.
Okay.
What would you tell an entrepreneur who's already in the beginning of their business, they're starting to get their customers, but I know it's hard for businesses to stay afloat, especially like new startup businesses and things of that nature. What would you tell them to stay afloat or just be consistent?
I think the biggest thing is being consistent, setting your goal and then working backwards to accomplish your goal. And when I say a lot of people get confused on what I mean by set your goal and then work backwards. Basically, set your goal, see what that goal is, and imagine the steps to that, and then look at those steps and make sure that you're lining everything up day to day, week to week, month to month to make sure that you accomplish it.
Okay, I lied, but one more question. How do you stay organized? How do you stay organized in doing so?
I get an assistant.
Okay, you get an assistant.
Yeah.
All right, well, if you can't afford one, then you just
so if you can't
grinding it out.
If you can't get an assistant, I think just make sure that you align everything in priority, and then tackle those in that fashion.
So priority is key. So we're live with Miss Krystal. How you doing, Krystal?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. So what panel are you speaking on today?
I am speaking on passion to profit.
Okay.
I'm super excited to be talking about that because I believe that in life, in order to have true happiness, you have to work in an industry that you want to work in, and you have to go after your passion and your dreams. So to speak on a panel like that and to show people how to profitize on it is super dope. So I'm excited. Thank you, BYOB.
Amazing. Tell me a little bit about that. Did you initially already know the industry you wanted to work in, or did you have to struggle and tell yourself, hey, this isn't working, let me shift over a little bit?
A combination of both.
Okay.
I think when I was younger, I always knew I wanted to be an entertainer. When I was little, I used to always be that person that just jumped out and did little fake workshops with people before workshops was a thing at 10 years old, Right. And seeing that I always was someone I wanted to voice these type of things and speak to people and help people become the greater versions of themselves, I knew at a young age that was my purpose. My purpose was to help others. But in 7th grade, I told myself I wanted to be a model and a basketball player, and I just went after it. But struggles, I tore my ACL in junior college.
Wow.
And I had to figure out what else was I good at. And I just remembered when I was younger, I was good at helping people. So yeah, I just learned how to transform that idea of just being myself when I was younger into a profitable situation.
Wow, interesting. I know being yourself is always not easy.
Absolutely not.
So how did you learn how to be a team player?
How to be a team player? It was basketball.
Wow.
It was definitely basketball because I had to get on the court, I had to pass the ball, I couldn't be a Kobe.
Right.
I mean, I could have been, but I wasn't. So I had to learn how to work in an atmosphere where it wasn't just me and how to make everybody else great. So I like to call myself the type of basketball player that's like a garbage man, someone that picks up the loose ends. Like when someone took a shot and they missed it, I was getting the rebounds. When somebody stole the ball, I was running behind them doing a back tap. And I feel like I'm kind of like that in any organization I work with, because I learned that in order to be an effective teammate, you can't always be the leader.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you have to sit back and take a seat. So a lot of times in my meetings, I sit back, and even though I feel like, and I know that I could do everybody's position, I sit back, let everybody do whatever they can do, their strengths, and where they're, dropping a little slack, I come and pick it up and make it better.
Okay, what would you say for someone who's trying to be the garbage man but doesn't know how to be?
Someone that's trying to be the garbage man but doesn't know how to be? Learn how to active listen. Really take time to listen to what people are saying versus just being quick to just jump out and do something. So take the time to really listen and understand what people are doing so that you can see where you can fit in and what needs to be done. It helps you analyze better.
Okay, definitely agree. If there's one thing that you would want everyone to know today at your panel, what would it be?
If there's one thing I wanted people to know today at my panel is, and this is gonna hurt a little bit for me to say this, but stop saying you have experience in the area and you don't.
Ooh.
I'm
Ooh, that hurt. That hurt.
I'm being honest. A lot of people think you could just put a title on a business card or on your LinkedIn and you know what you're doing. Really research it, understand it, because you want people to continue to work with you. You want people to continue to say, I need to book this person to do my marketing, this person to do my management, this person to do my PR. Just because you read a book and wrote it on your business card is not enough. So stop lying about what you can do and actually learn your craft so you can do it effectively.
Right. I totally agree. So you want people to actually practice it and scratch the surface deeper.
Yeah.
As well as reading.
Stop just writing stuff on your business card because it looks cute.
And I'm here with Mr. Ivan, who's speaking on the panel today. How you doing, Ivan?
Doing well.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem at all. It's a pleasure. Tell me a little bit about your panel that you're going to be speaking on.
Yeah, I'm speaking on a panel called Building Systems That Scale, and we'll be talking about not only agency life, but any organization or business that people are building, how exactly they can scale that, and how they can do that effectively. So I work in startup and VC consulting, and scaling is something that's very important. It's the only thing that makes your business last, but it's also the only thing that can help your business to fail prematurely. So it's a very important topic and something that we need to be speaking about. So we're talking about everything from how to get more employees to how to get more clients.
Okay, interesting. Any particular messages you want to get through?
Yeah, that premature scaling is killing businesses, especially minority-owned businesses, by 74% every year. It's the #1 killer of startup success is people trying to scale prematurely. And so one of my main tips that I usually give out is that scaling comes as a result of your business needing to grow. It's akin to a child needing to get into a bigger t-shirt versus putting a kid into a larger t-shirt when they have not grown into that capacity yet. And so really a tip that I use around the office is to let your child grow instead of trying to feed it and overfeed it so that it can grow. That is the #1 way to kind of put yourself out of the startup ether. So,
okay, interesting, very interesting. I know also on your panel you're going to be discussing a little bit about digital marketing. How important is that?
Definitely. Digital marketing is really important, especially when it comes for scaling. Nowadays, the internet literally is everything. Most of the people at this conference did not find out about it outside of anything but the internet. Right. Yeah, the internet. And so digital marketing is very important because it's where your digital footprint lies, is something that people take into consideration these days. You can even meet someone within your business and they can check you out online, and if online doesn't match up, you're probably not getting that business. So it's very important to make sure that your digital footprint is something that it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to represent the fullness of what it is that you're doing at that point in time in your business. So yeah, I think that's very important.
We're here with Mr. Jason Kelly. How you feeling, Mr. Kelly?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. You spoke this morning on a panel. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so I was a part of the Build Your Own Tribe panel. Okay. It was 5 different creatives that are building their own tribes in different ways. Mine was for the Wave USA. We build communities for Black professionals across the country, and then we also have an events production company where we go back and then we produce events for those Black professionals across the country.
Okay. What started this idea?
So this started at brunch. Being from the DC area, you could imagine we brunch quite a bit.
Very often.
And what happened was we had a really, really good brunch one day at Argonaut on H, which isn't there anymore. And our friends texted us like, why didn't you invite me to brunch? You've gotten that text before. No invite.
Yeah.
So what we did,
sent that text.
You sent that text. So we created a platform just for our friends to talk about where we want to go to brunch. 13 people, nothing special. It went from 13 to 100 in a week, 100 to 400 in 2 weeks, about 1,000 after a month.
Right.
That's when we decided to create our production company, our event production company, and then also apply for a trademark as an event production company.
Right.
We then moved on to other cities after about 4 months, and now we're in about 40 cities with about 50,000 active group chat users just talking about events around the country.
What exactly made you all take it this far? I mean, just keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
Like, was it because the success? Was it because you guys wanted to keep it going? Like, what was it that kept all of you going and kept everyone active?
Yeah. So there's a need. You know, we as Black people are underserved in a lot of different ways, and information being one of those things. If you move to a city, it's very hard to find things, to find us. So you may feel like you're the only one in the room because you probably are at work, you probably are at school. If you didn't go to a HBCU, you're probably just going to be one of the 3 Black people in your class or something like that. Right. So it became more of a need-based organization. And even when we do social events, it's still rooted in service. We're trying to create spaces that aren't traditionally built for us. So we're not trying to be the next big nightclub promotion company or anything like that. We're trying to find innovative ways to serve and find innovative ways to just spend our time. You know, we do Black trivia every Tuesday at a Black-owned venue in DuPont Circle in D.C.
Wow.
And we've been doing that for 3 years.
Okay.
So it's just more of a building for the culture and continuously just building more because we realize that there's a need for it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It's Liz Lenses. We're live at day 2 of BYOB. I'm here with Miss Jasmine. Hi. How you doing, Jasmine?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I heard you were speaking on the Side Hustle to Main Hustle panel.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
It went really well earlier this morning. I think that everybody came really to hear about the good, the bad, and the ugly of business, and they definitely got it. One aspect that we touched on that I think a lot of people really enjoyed was the mental health aspect and how it relates to the creative industry. So I think that was really needed for a space like this.
Absolutely. How important is that? I know you said it's important, but could you dig in a little more deeper for those who don't really actually like to acknowledge it?
Yeah, it's super important. I even gave them part of my testimony where I told them my entire first year of business, I was depressed. I suffered with suicidal thoughts, anxiety attacks, things like that. And I feel like as a small business owner, especially being minority, I feel like in our community in general, we're kind of raised on this hush-hush theme where you can go through it, but you're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to feel it. And I feel like you grow up and that matriculates into your industry, into your family, and everything that you're manifesting now for your future. And it's really unhealthy. And it's such a negative practice that can really hold you back from a lot of your success.
Totally agree. How did you cope with that? A whole year? That's a long time.
Yes.
How did you cope with that?
I have amazing friends. I will say that. I have a great accountability circle, and they definitely will hold me accountable and tell me when I need to get my ish together or when they want to come and pat me on my back. But definitely I couldn't have gone through that without my friends.
Absolutely. So a team is essential.
Absolutely.
Who are the people, like how did you know who to keep around you? I know you said you're a publicist. That means you deal with high profile people. So how do you decide who and who not to have around in your circle?
You know, it's kind of trial and error because when I started my business, I was really young. And so, of course, I'm hanging around some people that I probably shouldn't be with, and then some people that were kind of okay to come along for the ride. And so I had to figure out, you know, whenever I'm elevating, who's the person that's pushing me, who's the person that's inspiring me, keeping me on my track, not making me lazy, you know, telling me to get ahead. So you'll figure it out as you go along.
Right. Okay. What was the key message in your platform? I know scaling your business from small to big is a huge step. Most people do it from 9 to 5 and then doing it from 6 to 2. Well, how important is that overnight grind?
I say my key message is to be careful with how you speak to yourself. You know, manifest the right things, and as long as you match that with your work ethic, you'll be fine.
Absolutely. Dope. What do you guys think you could bring to the table at this particular session from the others? Like, just to separate yourself from the others, like what's going to make it not redundant?
Well, you know, I have a unique perspective in that I kind of operate through my faith. So I'm Christian, and I have like a kind of broad perspective on it. I don't like to get caught in nuance and religiosity, but my God's got a universe and loves Jesus. So I want to put that passion, that fire, that energy into people to have faith, to believe that the vision that they have after they developed it can be successful. And I want to show them how to do that through some legal strategies and some financial advice to help them get to their next level from wherever they started.
Same question? Sure. So I am a law firm owner as well. I own my own law firm, Sydnee Mack Attorney at Law, LLC, and we specialize in small business, sports and entertainment, and trademarks. And I'm also an adjunct professor of sports law at Georgia State University, and I'm author of 10 Steps to Startup, an Amazon best-selling book. So, you know, go out there, Amazon.com, 10 Steps to Startup. But what I bring to the table, I think, is this unique millennial perspective. So I also own Formally Forms, which is a new startup. It's kind of like LegalZoom, but we sell forms and contract templates. And it's just like a lot of millennials, we got 50 jobs, right? So I'm 29 years old. I just named at least 50 of my jobs, and there's probably 20 more that I didn't name. And so I started my business as a side hustler. I had a full-time job, and then I started my practice. And so I know a lot of the struggles that a lot of, you know, other millennials are facing out there as they start their business. And one of those is how to pay for this. And one of the things that I want to stress to people is, one of the questions that I always get is, how can I afford a lawyer? How can I afford an accountant? And the question is, how can you afford not to? Like, one lawsuit, one rogue client, one bad business partner is all you need and all this goes away. So that's the message I want to give to the audience and the crowd is like, I know you hustling, I know you grinding, I know cash is tight, but this is something that you cannot afford to not have on your team.
Absolutely. What do you all think that the millennial needs to know to keep it pushing those days that it does get hard and they don't feel like managing their side hustles, or they get lazy, or it's just businesses are picking up and they're just kind of like, forget it?
I think it's just rounding back to your vision and your purpose. If you have thought about why you're doing what you're doing, your why should propel you. If you're not in your why, you're probably going to feel more tired than the person who's living and doing their business and their purpose. If you're serving people, if you're providing excellence in your service, when you see that feedback loop of people giving you gratitude and being happy with your service, you won't get as tired as the person who's just trying to make money. You're gonna be able to make money. You can sell widgets and make money, but if you're excelling in business, you're changing people's lives because you're giving them value that they're not getting in the marketplace.
Interesting. I totally agree. Do you guys have any tips for millennials who just want to strive and just go harder, or just little things that they can do that will change their daily lifestyle?
A little tip is just to be honest with yourself about this journey. So when I started my law firm, I started because I didn't have a job. Like that's a real thing. Like I was working as an attorney, I lost my job and I couldn't find another one, and I had to make money. And so you just have to be honest with yourself about where you are in your entrepreneurial journey and what you want, and always keep that top of mind, because there are people who are going to tell you keep going, but it ain't everybody's ministry. It ain't always going to be for you. This may just be along your path, but it may not be your destination. Right. And I think that anybody who chooses this path, even for a limited amount of time, it's going to help you. You're going to grow, you're going to mature, you're going to learn so much. But if this ain't your destination, that's okay. So keep who you are and what you want and your ultimate goals top of mind. And people always tell you, oh, this is the dream. This ain't everybody's dream. Having a 9-to-5, ain't nothing wrong with that. If you need a break and you want to go back to being a 9-to-5 and then come back to being an entrepreneur, that's okay. Like, this journey of life is long, and we are young. We are millennials. We have time on our side. Like I said, I'm 29. I've been practicing for 5 years. I could go work at a law firm, come back, and still be miles ahead, if I wanted to. Yeah. A young lawyer. I mean, I teach at Georgia State, and many of my students are older than me. Wow. Or my same age. I mean, if my students are watching, y'all need to know how old I am. But but yeah, I mean, so they don't even know that by the time they graduate, if I decided to do something else, come back, I'd still have, 6-7 years under my belt and all this. So time is on your side, and just kind of be okay with the journey. Keep who you are and what you want at top of mind, and be okay with things meandering a bit. It's okay. You got time. I feel like that's the biggest thing that millennials should keep in mind.
Awesome gems here, guys. Liz Lenses, and I'm here with Mr. David Shands. Tell me about yourself, David.
So I'm a small business coach. I teach entrepreneurship. I used to work at the Cheesecake Factory for 6 years, and I was able to transition out of that job with this t-shirt brand called Sleep is for Suckers. Okay. And ever since 2012, when I quit, I've been pretty much teaching it ever since. How to make the transition from your job to your dream.
Wow. How was that transition? Talk about that experience.
It was amazing. A lot of people, when they quit their job, it's like a scary thing, like people just jump, but it wasn't scary because I had this plan. So my plan was to replace my income. And I said, when I replace my income consistently for 3 months, then I'll quit. So I'm making $600 a week at my job, and then I started to make $600 a week in my business. So then I quit, and then I took my money and opened up a kiosk in Cumberland Mall here in Atlanta. Wow. And I was really the first one that I saw that was like building my own t-shirt brand out of a mall and a kiosk. And I just looked at the numbers, like, okay, I'm making enough money, but all these people are coming to my house, and I got to figure out, I love my people, but y'all can't come to my house every day. Right. But that's where I was selling it. And I was like, if I could just keep that traffic going and plus get the mall traffic, I'll be fine. So It wasn't scary. It was planned out.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Was that life-changing for you that you were able to make that transition? Is that why you currently educate?
Not really. So here's the thing. It's like little by little. So I was working 5 days a week at my job, And once I started making a little more money, I started working 4 days a week. And then I started making more money, and I started working 3 days a week, and then 2 days a week, then one. So it was a gradual change. It wasn't like I'm working 40 hours a week, and then today I quit, now I'm free. It wasn't like that. So that's how I teach people to make the transition. You don't have to like jump out the window and be scared. It's just slowly expanding your comfort zone.
So it's a process. It's a metamorphosis. Sure. It's a change.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm with that. You're speaking on a panel today.
Yes. I'm hosting a panel.
You're hosting a panel.
Hosting a real estate
What panel is that?
Real estate.
Real estate.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little about that. Are you excited?
Yeah, I am excited to give the audience a perspective on another entrepreneurial endeavor, or some way they can make money outside of their job. So I'm really excited. I'm actually taking a real big loss right now in a current real estate project that I'm in right now. So I'm about to talk to the crowd about the dangers. Okay, it ain't sweet. It ain't sweet. So, it's going to be really good because you got 3 real successful people that's like in real estate. Real estate is part-time for me, but like that's what they do full-time. So I'm excited to learn myself.
Wow, definitely want to sit in on that. I hope you got a whole bunch of gems for us. Thanks for chatting with me.
No, let's get some more questions in. Let's do it.
Cool.
Come on, we here.
Let's do it.
We here.
Any important tips for young entrepreneurs or just entrepreneurs in general?
Absolutely. Ask yourself what the plan is every day.
Okay.
Because we kind of just we're in our business every day, but sometimes it's hard to lose sight of the vision because all we see is what we see that's in front of us, our current circumstances. Okay. Which makes it easy to jump from doing thing A to thing B to thing C. Oh, D looks good too.
Right.
But if we don't like keep reminding ourselves of what the ultimate vision is, we'll chase everything.
Right.
So that would be my advice. Put it on your wall what the ultimate goal is today. And never lose sight of that.
Okay, so understand it's a process.
For sure.
Have a goal to remember why. And then anything you want people to know with this, like a particular message in the session?
Yeah, let me give you a major key to success.
Okay.
There's a book out.
All right.
Called Dreams Are Built Overnight by David Shands. When I tell you it changed my life.
Wow.
And it was named the best book of 2017 by me and a whole bunch of other people. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good book.
Yeah, we'll definitely check that out, you guys. Hey guys, it's Liz Lenses and I'm here with Rashauna Scott. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Tell me about yourself really quickly. Tell the people what you got going on, what you're doing here today at BYOB. It's day 2.
Yes.
And still going strong. You're on the panel today. Tell me more about that.
I am. So born and raised in Chicago, South Side. I have a licensed realtor back home as well as a real estate investor. I also have a female community called Flipping in Heels, which encourages Black women to get involved with investing in real estate. So I also raise private funding for flipping properties as well. I have none of my own money and my own deals. And I'll be launching a syndication very soon as well to highlight the commercial aspect of investing in real estate. So for me, it's all about the marathon continues.
Yes, that most definitely. Wow, you're a powerhouse.
Thank you.
It just sounds like you're just doing it and you're working. You're in this industry that's thriving. Tell us, tell the people about what most people don't know about the real estate market. Clearly, we can look into it and thrive from it. Tell us what common things that most people don't know.
I would say it starts with home ownership. A lot of people want to jump right into investing without actually purchasing their own property first. So I would say it starts there. The second thing is really knowing and understanding your market. You know, and your market can be where you live or it can be out of state. You know, it doesn't have to be, right in your back door, but wherever your market is going to be, you need to really hone in and identify that market. Do your research, connect with people who are professionals and experts in that market, like your realtors and your inspectors and your local appraisers. You know, like it's about building a solid team. I say it all the time that real estate is a relationship business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, talk a little about this shirt you have on. It says titles and deeds. I feel like it has a deeper meaning. Talk about that.
Well, it's not that deep, but so it's just a play off of Jay-Z's line, you know, from his famous 444 album, Financial Freedom, My Only Hope. living rich and dying broke, right?
Okay.
So titles and deeds, my only hope. It's all about ownership, right? Like, I really believe that our people are waking up. It's a beautiful renaissance. I feel like it's a rebirth of our nation, you know? And I'm very passionate about this work that I'm called to do with bringing awareness back to the community, ownership, you know, jobs in the community, land ownership, development, like all of that stuff. And in regards to my brand, Flipping in Heels, it's the same thing. It's about educating, highlighting, and promoting and uplifting and telling women that, you know, women in real estate, we can be more than just realtors and put on a cute skirt and go around and show cute houses, right? Like, we can cut the check and we can cash the check. We can show up to properties and get down and dirty and flip and do all of that good stuff. So, yes.
So inspirational. I just wanted to ask you, you have all these mechanisms of inspiring other women. Who inspired you?
That's a great question. Melody Hobson.
Okay.
I love Melody Hobson. She is the president of Ariel Investment, which is the largest minority-owned investment firm in the country. They manage about $5 billion in assets.
Wow.
She is an African-American woman. She got started when she was like 24. And she's just an all-around boss. Oh, she sits on the board of directors for Estee Lauder, Starbucks, DreamWorks Animation, and all of that good stuff. So, yes, because I did my research. She got a TED Talk. Like, the woman is a boss. So yes, in the investment financial space, like, I look up to her. So Melody, if you listening, holla at your girl.
Holla at sis. One last thing, where can we get more information? Where we can look into you, learn more about real estate, just in general, just get educated and share. Where can we do that at?
So I'm Rashauna Scott on all platforms. I made it very easy for branding purposes, right? So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Rashauna Scott, again, on all platforms. And Instagram is really where you can find me, pouring out my heart, talking to the people, talking about my passion, giving tips and tricks and all of that good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
The Maya Elious, who's a personal brand strategist. Hi, Maya. How you doing today?
Hey, Liz. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Tell me a little bit about your panel today. I know you were speaking about on how to be a boss. Tell us about how to be a boss.
So I did my panel on how to sell like a boss, which was really amazing. I love teaching women how to sell. I think we undervalue ourselves, and specifically what I do is I help my clients sell high ticket programs. So something around like the $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 range.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was really exciting for me today.
Oh wow. I know you said it was exciting, but how was the conversation? Like, was it hard for people to embrace the fact that they actually need to know how to sell to thrive and be an entrepreneur?
Mm-hmm. I think the conversation went really well, and I think the panelists, like, it was a great group because we got to talk about selling to consumers and also selling to businesses, like if you want to work with sponsors. So I think it was a really good mix, and I love that we talked a little bit about the mindset of selling rather than just like the strategy and the tactics behind it too. So I think people learning that the confidence of selling is important was really helpful.
How did you get into this industry of just teaching people how to sell? It's an important skill and it's not easy to acquire at all. How did you find your way in this industry?
Yeah. So I didn't really start out necessarily teaching people how to sell. I started out as a web and graphic designer 10 years ago. And what I realized was that people's websites would be shut down maybe a year later because they didn't know how to communicate their value on their website, which meant they weren't able to generate sales. Wow. So actually my expertise is in messaging. And once you know how to clearly communicate your value and you know how to hone in on your message, then sales becomes much easier.
That's not a lie at all. That's so crazy how you were ahead of the game by just thinking forward like that. Most people just assume, oh, they opening a business and then they can just jump right into it and keep their business afloat. And the fact that you were jumping the gun and actually doing that is incredible. Was there any particular message that you made sure you want to get out to the panel?
I think just provide value and be really clear on how you're providing value to your industry. It makes it easier to sell when you actually know what you're selling. I think people, like, I'll say for my space specifically, when I used to do web and graphic design, people want to sell the 5-page website, they want to sell the pretty colors, they want to sell the logo, but it's like, what's the transformation? What's the result that's happening with what you're doing, right? I think people try to sell the process or the tangible things, but it's like, what are the intangible things that people are looking for?
Right, absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you.
One last question. Why is it important for people to know how to keep their business afloat and know why is messaging important? Why is messaging important?
I think messaging is important because you want to make sure you're attracting the right people.
Okay.
For me, specifically because I work with clients, it's pretty intimate in my opinion, and I want to make sure that I'm working with people that I like.
Right.
I want to make sure that I'm working with people that are not a headache. I want to work with people that respect my craft. I want to work with people that are going to do the work and get results, and I'm only going to be able to attract those people if my message is on point. But if I don't take the time to focus on my message, I'm going to attract just any old person, and I don't want to work with any old person.
And I'm here with Miss Umama. Hey girl, how you doing today?
Good. Welcome to BYOB, right?
I know, we're here. It's day 2. It's lit. Tell me about your panel you're about to speak on at 3:30. Self-care.
Yeah.
Tell me about why that's so important and imperative to a creative entrepreneur or just anyone in general who's putting in that work. Why is that so important?
Absolutely. I mean, first, as a content creator, we already have the pressure of being social all the time and just being on, right? But what I've learned through my fitness journey is we're absolutely no good to anyone unless we take care of ourselves first. Absolutely. And I've transformed my body, lost 20 pounds, connected with over 100,000 people online, and every day I realize unless I work out, train my mind, train my body, train my soul, literally no content I'm gonna put out there will have meaning or context. And I think when people start to understand when they have a real true value and intention behind their content, then they can put out meaningful stuff out there that's valuable, and other people will see that as transparency and vulnerability and actually want to connect with them. And that's been the reason why I've been able to scale so quickly, and I love my community so much.
I know everybody can relate when it comes to wanting to have self-care. Where do we draw the line to make sure we're not overdoing our self-care? Like, how do I know I'm not overspending or I'm not over caring about my self-care? How do I know to go back or create a cycle to just rotating on a regular basis? Like, how often should I be self-caring? Like, how do I know?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Have you ever dated yourself?
I have not.
Ladies in the room, and actually all men too. It starts with just doing something for ourselves. What I realize is we don't know how to be by ourselves. You know, we're always looking for partner, we're looking for validation online, we're looking for relationships, but self-care isn't getting a mani-pedi all the time and just like taking a day off. It's just about knowing to be by ourselves and what we need in that moment. So that can be working out. That can be, I just want to Netflix and chill by myself, right? And we can never get enough of it.
Absolutely.
But what I recommend is always scheduling 1 day a week. Maybe it's 6 hours during the day, but having that a part of our life content, because you can never get enough of that, because especially as entrepreneurs, we're always on the move, right? Like, we're tired, but when we're running out of fuel, there's no good to anyone. So I think we should scale back and think about what we can do for ourselves, and easy ways to do that. 30 minutes of working out. What I say is also 20 minutes 3 times a week. 3 times a week, yeah. Just go walk outside. That helps us keep our focus, that helps us channel ourselves, helps us take ourselves out of technology and just get engaged with who we are, and then be there for our community.
Wow. Are there any particular takeaways you want people to leave with at the conference?
Yeah.
Just regarding their self-love journey? Are there?
Oh, so many, but definitely the big 3 things would be, number 1, get off of social media. This is big, taking a social media detox to find exactly what our intention is behind our content, and then getting onto the platform and only speaking on that and not worrying about what other people have to say. Number 2 is show up and be vulnerable.
Right.
You know, and vulnerability isn't just complaining, it's about giving valuable content. So it's taking our vulnerable moments and giving takeaways, because people want to have hope. So when we have hope, but with guidance. And number 3 is just being real and being ourselves, not being afraid to be on camera in front of the public and caring what they have to say. It's doing what we know we're there to do and accomplish in this life.
Wow, thanks for all those just helpful tips, because now I feel a little bit better about taking my regular, scheduled breaks.
So what are you gonna do for your date night with yourself?
I think I'm gonna do maybe a movie, maybe just a date with myself. I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks, y'all, for checking in with us. It's Umama and Liz. We're signing on out.
Bye, guys.